Hey guys, how's it going? It's July 21st on a Saturday with my son. Say
Hello.
hi. Hey, anyways. Yeah, we have this is a bit of an update to the channel. I don't mind doing this because you're going to see a lot of changes even as early as this weekend. We already stumbled upon something else, and yesterday I started hearing news about an update. Now this is going to be a channel, like I said, this is going to be a channel update. I'm actually putting this in my introductory video. This channel is starting to cover too much because what's happening is I'm going very different ways. For those of you who've been longtime supporters, I appreciate your support, and hopefully I will still be there for you and be able to do some things, but eventually it has to do, and it's not about what my kid wants, it's not about what necessarily always what I want, but eventually I'm going to have some fun while I do this. So let me just go back here and I'll show you. This was the latest update from Run 8. We hadn't had one in, this is July 17th's update. The last update to Run 8 was, here it is right here, March the 5th, 2018. Now, for those of you that are new to the channel and are unfamiliar with Run 8, this was not the main basis of my channel. Actually, RTS was, and RTS was a component that ran with Run 8 version 1. It was a car forwarding component that was supposed to maximize the car forwarding potential of the Run 8 software. And it did that very well in version 1. Version 2 changed things when AI came in. And quite frankly, I thought it was for the better in the right direction. Unfortunately, it's never, in my opinion, never reached its full potential. We see, I don't have they don't publish the release notes as to what's going on. Now, they have a lot of new cool content, which is, you know, really cool looking. You like it, huh? Mm-hmm. It looks pretty cool. And you know, as far as the business model or whatever, obviously they want to make money. Actually, their business model should be pretty good to make some, because they're in a micro niche, what I call a micro niche, and having people support the product and continue to buy download content will give them, even when they're in a micro niche, it'll give them a constant revenue stream, which helps smaller developers especially. And smaller developers, you know, it's a great lifeblood, especially if you don't have the product that appeals to everyone. So there was a lot of new packs that became available, but the other thing was the actual update itself. These updates here, we are now 1.5 years, I believe, into version 2. I don't quote me on that one. I believe it's been 1.5 years. They've talked about on Facebook posts or whatever, you won't find it anywhere on this website, to my knowledge at least. They've talked about a version 3 that in theory may come out at the end of the year. So this content should be playable in version 3. But as far as Run 8 2, any updates, the difference with that is Run 8 1 had a lot of updates. Run 8 version 2 has a lot of fixes. Don't get me wrong, there's a lot of fixes in Run 8 version 1 as well, but it's not really expanded version 2 any, as far as I'm concerned. It's fixed a lot of issues to various routes and stuff like that, which is fine, but you know, as far as me personally in the direction, I see much more potential. I talked about this in other videos, and I don't want to stress too much on this, but my interest in this, until I'll be willing to buy something, or I'll be willing to play something more, but it's got to address the one issue that I find, and that is if you're going to run a route at 100% full capacity and realism, and I'm all about realism in a simulation. This is the best simulator on the planet as far as train simulation goes. There's no competition as far as I'm concerned. I've said this more, I don't know how many times. You might have some prettier ones, you might have ones maybe sound better, you might have route developers, blah blah blah. I've said all that. They're the best. Problem is there is no competition. as far as I'm concerned. Yes, there's a market. They're not even the top share of the market. So to all of you guys who have followed me for Run 8, I'm still keeping an eye on this, and I'm going to watch with careful eyes how Run 8 develops. But my presence on Run 8 has slowly diminished over the course of this year. And this is why I'm putting this as a channel update, because I want to introduce others to where I'm going. And it may not be the popular, it may not even bring all my subscribers, who knows. I will do Run 8 videos. I'm not done with it yet. But as you can see, this is my, and you know, people get upset about it or whatever, you know, people like it, don't care. This was the latest video, which, you know, it garnered some views. I even went on the forums. I had developers, you know, commenting with me and appreciating, you know, the support. So, some of these things that I'm getting into are extremely new. This one was only developed this year, this Fishing's Barents Sea. Stranded Deep's been around for quite a while now. And you know, there's the ones with the boxcars are my live streams. As you can see, I was doing a lot still at the end of June, but I started varying things quite a bit. And anytime you see my face in there, it's usually about a channel update or, you know, commentary or whatever. So where is this going? I'll show you where it's going, and I'll show you why. Where it's going is something that I never thought I would get into, and that is Steam. I wasn't so happy about this whole Steam thing, because I thought to myself, okay, well, I gotta install this app, and then, you know, some of these communities can be very brutal to developers. You think you know, for those of you who remember the Run 8 forums, do you think that was brutal, or the criticism that was going on there, or Train Sim? Check these forums out. I mean, my God. But they can also be very praising, and there's a lot of people who are in there, who, like myself and others, who try to give constructive criticism about something. And Run 8, I'm giving constructive criticism. I'm saying what I think it needs. Whether or not it's listened to, ignored, even responded to, well, obviously it's like crickets. So I'm not worried about that anymore. I'm not getting what I want out of that. And for now, that's why I'm backing off. And that's until I get the itch again. I love trains, don't get me wrong, but as you can see, there's no other train simulators. I don't have anything else. I don't have what's the other one, Emmett?
I don't know.
Oh, you know the other one, the one with the CSX engine, the one that sucks, the one that's so pretty but it sucks.
Train Simulator World.
Nah, not Train Simulator World. Oh, that's not the greatest either for me. Anyways, that's kind of similar.
I don't know.
Oh no, you're right. No, that's it. That's it.
I knew it.
It is TSW. That's right. I'm sorry. I was getting confused with something else. Okay. See, that's why I have him here. So, anyways, City Skylines I tried. It's very popular. My son likes it. See, I don't play everything my son likes necessarily, or sometimes I play stuff that my son doesn't like. I still like. I've always liked Run 8 up to the point where my son got bored of it. I still enjoyed it because I was able to do some things, but eventually it grows old once you know. Anyways, Creativerse, I can't stand this game. My son says I liked it one time. Well, I played about 17 hours on my computer, so yeah, I guess I tried. I went a little bit for 16, 18. I can't even read that from here. Fishing Planet, these are free things. I'm not much for, or sorry, Fishing Barents Sea, that's different. Fishing Planet, free game. Played it for about 24 hours. That was more of something to do with my son. Fishing Barents Sea was something that was for both my son and I, but it was something that I became interested. I've already gone 25 hours in it. I just purchased it. I played it yesterday. I just purchased this thing last weekend.
Yeah.
And you can see that in my channel where that's going. Galactic Junk League, okay, it's fun and all. I played 77 minutes of that and said, okay, thank you. It was free, I think.
Yes, it was free.
I only did 14 hours of Microsoft's Flight Simulator X. I used to love Flight Simulator. So you can see I love simulators. I love realists and stuff like that. I may play that again sometime. I've done iRacing, which I kind of got bored of real quick after a while. Real Pool, my son and I play that a little bit. Russian Fishing 4, I just got that.
Wait, how many was on Real Pool 3D?
What?
24 hours.
Yeah. Okay. Shush. I told you I'm trying to tie. It's a channel update, dude. Just, I'll ask you if I got it. How much is it? Stranded Deep, 121 hours. This we still play to this day. New updates are still coming out. It's constantly, constantly. I would say somewhat supported, or constantly. They will communicate on the forums, which is really good. Most of these guys will communicate really well on the forums. This guy does a lot. Look at that, 203 hours. So we've done a lot in this, and that's just on my computer. We've done multiplayer as well. He's got it on his, and we have fun with that. This is the newest. Just got it today. I'll have another video about this. This was just released, early access. We bought it for $8 Canadian.
Yep.
Yeah, and this is why the change is coming, because now I start seeing that there is much more stuff out there, not just popular stuff, but stuff that meets the kind of thing that I want to do with this channel. Tower 3D, 14 hours, got bored of it after a while because it was became very repetitive. All the planes were coming in at the same time. Really cool looking game. It just, unfortunately, it became very repetitive very quick.
Didn't live up to its name.
Yeah, Transport Fever we did for quite a while. Again, this is trains, so there was another train thing on here.
Yeah.
Now, my son liked this as opposed to where he never liked Run. He liked Run 8 a little bit, but anyways.
Not for very long.
But not for very long. Well, he got bored because he didn't have the. He likes the market. He likes the train type.
The tycoon stuff.
The tycoon stuff, yeah. I'm okay. I love Tycoon. I think it's really cool, and you can see, they got various modern packs. The problem is, as far as realism goes, and being able to have realistic meets and all that other stuff that you come to it, whenever you get down to a Tycoon level, you lose the simulation aspect of this, and that's where, for me, it became very how was the word? Frustrating?
Yeah. Because there was so much.
And micromanaging. I can't stand micromanaging in a game. I do not want to micromanage. Any simulator, any tycoon thing, I do not want to micromanage. I do not want to have to tell everything what to do. I like things that can think for themselves and just basically do it. In other words, put a little AI into it. I don't mind the leadership skills, but put a little AI into something, as opposed to micromanaging. This goes back to Run 8 because what's happening is, in order to get Run 8 to do to act like these big huge worlds that they are, you need a lot of humans, or you need a lot of as in clients, or you need a lot of slowing down the clock and playing out everything at an unrealistic level. So you're slowing down the clock, or you're not running as many trains to do everything that works really well for Run 8. Run 8 works very well as it is. My problem is it needs to be downsized in scale. It either needs two things. Number one, the AI has to become even more intelligent to handle the lack of humans, or it has to become capable of actually having third-party developers who have the forethought and the ingenuity to get in there and develop worlds that are more about quality versus quantity. There's a lot of things you can do with Run 8. I've seen some incredible art, but I bet you there's a lot of people, and there's people out there that can do it. It does not have an editor. It may never have an editor. The developers have said that. I don't know. They talked about it a little bit. I really don't know, because the developers don't communicate in regular. Well, maybe they're in some forums, but they're not in forums that I belong to, and they're not in a place where everybody who has the game can access it. You have to belong to certain forums. Unlike here, where the developers actually do communicate with everybody. Although these forums can be brutal, you have to have some tough skin. You can go to these forums as a developer, as long as you're a little tough skinned and can handle it. Ignore the negativity. You can hide posts or whatever from certain people. That's the best way to avoid negativity if you don't like it. Let people talk crap about your program. Let it happen. People are going to criticize it. The bottom line is you have to convince the majority of people that like your program to support it, and those that criticize it, if it's positive criticism, which I give positive criticism to Run 8. You know what I'm saying? Victory, this is a pretty cool one. It's not, we've only done 8 hours, 9 hours, that's hard to believe. Wow. Well, that was kind of fun. I thought it was longer too, but anyways, so this is the end of this video. I wanted to put that out there. For those of you that, like I said, that have supported me all along, we're at 410 subscribers. I don't know who's new. I don't really get too many comments, but by all means, if you want to get in touch with me and let me know, I mean, you can just thumbs down, thumbs up all you want. I do have a forum that's linked into my channel, where it is still Railroad Transportation Simulator. Obviously, that is my key interest. So when you go to my channel, and you can go to that, and I still have Run 8's link here. So this channel was originally to support, because I was so involved in Run 8 at one time, and at some point, you know, you got to ask yourself, what are you doing? And maybe I'll be that time where I'll be. I didn't put that there that long too. I'm at 412 subscribers. Perhaps this is going to take away some of the subscribers. It's hard to say. I've got a lot of popular uploads on it. I've even gone to TD3, which is another popular upload, which is kind of crazy. But look at that, Microsoft Train Simulator. So I was doing stuff in without using the consist editor. So 6 years ago, I was still doing Microsoft Train Simulator. There's not another train simulator I'm going to run right now. I'm not going to. There's nothing. I'm not going to switch simulators. I'm not going to go to Train Sim World all of a sudden, because nothing competes with Run 8. But what I'm going to do is, we like the outdoors, my son and I. We like exploring. Today it's a little bit hot and, you know, kind of humid, and it's going to shower tomorrow, so it's one of those weekends. Too bad we didn't have the weather in the week, but anyways. But that's what you're going to see from this channel moving forward. Hopefully during the fall I'm going to have time, a little bit more time to do development, because I won't be seeing my son as much on weekends. So hopefully, I say hopefully if I'm not procrastinating and not getting distracted playing some of these cool games coming out, then and hopefully my son will encourage me to help develop or get the development bug himself, because he's got the energy and the ideas, right? Yeah, well, yeah, it's up to you. you gotta get me going, because you just want to play, then I'll probably end up just playing on the weekends. That's all there is to it. You know, our weekends, you know, he lives with his mom, then he lives with me, blah blah blah. So when it's on the weekends, it's about what you want, basically, for the most part, as long as I can stomach it, which, yeah, we got a lot of plans today, so most of it's going to be on the computer by the looks of it, because we're not going to get outside much. Maybe later. Okay guys, that's it for now. But yeah, as far as Run 8, I will be watching this very carefully. I'll be looking for some news about version 3. I still follow the forums. I still follow my own forum, and these look pretty cool, by the way. I'm not knocking the updates and the new content, and for those that want the extra content's great and all, but unfortunately the simulator itself, I believe, needs either a push or a new version that can handle some of what I'm looking for in a train simulator. Still the best train simulator out there, but I just wish there was something else, I suppose, or I wish there was something that reached on the potential of what Run 8 was headed and continued that development, and I don't see that. I see more fixes, I see more development of new content and all that other stuff. It's going to please some people, but this person right here, yeah, okay. After I see enough eye candy after a while, it's just like, okay, well, I see eye candy, that's cool, but at some point, you know, I didn't get Run 8 for eye candy. I got Run 8 for the simulator, and it runs as a train simulator the best. And I'll keep my eye on it. We'll see what happens in any future updates. And since the updates have only been every few months, this may be the last update for version 2. Who knows? If version 3 is coming out at the end of the year at the pace they're going, I would expect this could very well be the last update, in my opinion, for Run 8 version 2. So that means now it's up to Run 8 what they want to do. It's their product, so maybe I'm the minority in this, and maybe it isn't going. Maybe I'm just a blip on the radar. I'm not even noticeable, so that's okay. I can live with that. So that's cool. So maybe it's not for me after all, and that's too bad. Sometimes a program goes in a different direction, and it happens with all kinds of simulators. So anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed that little introduction to the channel. If you're new to the channel and you're looking for some of the other stuff that I've mentioned that I'm getting into, you know, please, you know, consider subscribing. If you're still interested in the train stuff, you know, stay tuned. I'm still looking for some updates, and who knows, maybe I'll have some of my own stuff on there, and I'll post it around if I have some content in the future, but that's going to be a while. Anyways, guys, have a good one, and we'll talk to you later. Take care.